GM fam, we are live with your host Phil XC, where we're going to talk about a lot of things that have happened in NFTs and coins and tokens. There's basically a small bull run happening. The Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell just announced that Fed rate cuts are going to happen next year, about three of them. We'll see if that happens or not, but everyone's going in euphoria right now. So I think it's a good time to talk about what just happened in the NFT world. So we have Bonk here, and Bonk is now live on Coinbase. And if you don't know what Bonk is, I'm going to explain it in a very short time frame. So a while ago, maybe say 12 months ago, somewhere there, FTX went to zero. We had the same Bankman go through his whole spiel, and then Solana collapsed. It went all the way down to $6, and that basically destroyed the whole sentiment for the Solana ecosystem. And then around that time frame, towards the end, I would say, you had this token called Bonk that came out of nowhere. Community, that's it. It's not like it was made from VCs. It was basically like, hey, we got this thing called Bonk. We're just it's basically a friendly way of saying, thank you for being here in Solana. And by the way, this for all the Solana folks through NFTs, to this, to that. So everyone was a part of Bonk in some way. And it basically created this huge community around Bonk. It was organic because it was at near the graveyards of Solana. So now you have Bonk after a year or so, after people talking about it, after people being involved in it, being recognized from all over this whole blockchain world. And now Bonk is now live on Coinbase. But that's not all. There's a lot that has happened, not just here, but in other places. You have Saga as well. Saga Phone, which is basically Solana's mobile phone, that also airdropped Bonk. And it basically here says it was a $10 a Bonk originally. Now it's worth near $450. Ladies and gentlemen, that is almost near the price of Solana phone. So this is insane on what's going on around here with Bonk. And just to give you another clue, Bonk is now going crazy on Coin Market Cap as well. I mean, you can even see it right here. Number 43 Bonk. It just passed AVE, and it passed RNDR, and it passed Algo. That is pretty big. I mean, one would have never thought it would reach this high. And here we have Bonk at this level, and you can just see right here 0.0002. So if I click this right now, this is where it's at, and this is what has happened with Bonk. It's just been a big rocket ship towards Mars. It reached Mars before Elon Musk did. All right, so where is it at right now? It is as far as the market cap, this is 1.74 billion. Jesus, that is a lot. All right, so other than that, I mean, Bonk is doing its thing. We have other things going on as well. All right, so and as you can see here, Bonks. Oh, and one thing, it passed Dogecoin. I mean, that says something. That is insane. And then we have Arbitrum as well, and yada yada. All right, so here's one thing that I found interesting from Gunshoe. He says, if you don't understand yet, Solana Mobile Phone is like a 20K NFT blue chip collection that is minting virtually for free. 30 million Bonk worth way more than phone now. More airdrops from projects, access to special events and Breakpoint, easy whitelist for NFT projects, order before they sell out. So there could possibly be a lot more things happening with Solana Mobile Phone. If it's good or not, I don't know. There was a review from a famous YouTuber back in the day on Solana Mobile Phone, and he pretty much, I would say, he trashed it. And but you know, to each their own on what's going on here. They have a lot of competition with Apple and Google Phone, but overall, it gives you a lot of incentives on basically on the Solana ecosystem world. Right here, as he says, more airdrops from projects. Maybe we could see some, random airdrops from these Solana projects. You could see special events, maybe free special events on these NFT collections. They may give you booster packs. They may give you things that could actually potentially incentivize the purchase of the Solana mobile phone. Heck, you could probably, and in the theory, you could probably pay off your Solana phone from all these things that it gives you access to, right? Maybe like a credit card. Maybe that's an analogy there. But here's another one: easy whitelist for NFT projects. So you could potentially have that as well. Now the thing is, there's a lot of Solana mobile phones now, so it'll probably be more diluted into like what potentially you could receive as incentives, but it's still kind of early. So that is what Solana mobile phone can do for you if you decide to buy it. And buying one is like buying a Tesla was it a Roadster back in the day when a Roadster was basically in its first generation, where there was a lot of hiccups here and there. But the first people who bought it, they were a part of the family before the Model 3 came out, and yada yada. All right, so Node Monkeys has sold out. Node Monkey is basically a Ordinals project, and it did well. It basically had our whole picture of what 2021 was with NFTs. When you if you try to publicly mint, you were not going to get it unless you were going to be really lucky. That's basically what Node Monkeys was yesterday. And the cool thing about it is that you feel like the NFT bull run is kind of back. I mean, it's like we're back, baby, right? But there has been some drama around No Monkeys, which we'll get to later. But first, I want to throw out this thing about Tensor. Tensor threw out this video, and if you don't know what Tensor is, I'm going to explain it also in a short story because I don't like to. I can talk a lot. Tensor was brought out maybe like 10 months ago. Magic Eden was basically the big boy in town in Solana. They had all the mints, they had the charts, they had the launch pad, but Tensor came out in a different pathway. They basically said, we're going to create a basically like a chart software where you can trade NFTs. Some people thought that was kind of wacko. Like trade NFTs, a chart, you can't do that. But Tensor made a nice, friendly UI software where it actually can be done and fun. That's the other thing. And it almost reminded me of Ameritrade, like with stocks, because that's what I usually use. I have my favorite watch list, which I'll show later on. And then from there, you can trade NFTs back and forth easily, just like that, without going to different websites, all in one package. That's what Tensor basically did. Different approach from Magic Eden. And they basically got the eyeballs of following everyone within a year. So now they are bringing something else, something interesting, and something I would say that would kind of build their moat around this whole world. Leverage. Leverage. That is going to be insane. I'm going to pause it right here. Leverage 0x 100x. Okay, so you can see right there that it's not just you can just like leverage like like a 2-point contact leverage from on and off. It's actually like a 3-way system. You can actually turn the lever at any moment you want of leveraging. From what I think, from what I think from seeing this, you can actually leverage at a point that you're comfortable with, right? It's not leverage 100%, it's not leverage 0%, it's not leverage 50%. It's either 5, 10 from what it looks like. But it's going to be cool if they do this. The one thing that I do have to say with Tensor is that they know they're competing, and there are other projects that have tried a similar method of this, but Tensor now has the backing of a community. Now they have more revenue, and now they can actually compete with these other projects. So yes, Solana's a family, whatnot, but in reality, everyone's competing for market share, right? So now they're getting into this leverage world, I think, and if they do, they're gonna kill it. It's gonna be so much fun when they do it, and it's gonna be for the better. It's gonna be for the better. I can't wait to see something like this. Or maybe it's a little bit different. Maybe it's not just leveraging, but we'll see how this plays out, man. I can't wait. All right. So, in other news, we have Jakey throwing out something quite interesting. And this is one thing that I wish I would see. He says, I don't know, maybe hot take or not, but I welcome the Gods NFT back to Solana in open arms. I think a majority of people forgot that a large percent of the God holders are Solana native. They like to trade and use Solana. I know a lot of them, including myself. And this right here is, I say, is a true statement. I came into Solana. I fell in love with Solana because Solana monkey business and also with the Gods. Without the Gods, I wouldn't say I wouldn't be in Solana, but it played a huge factor for me being in Solana. I know a lot of other friends who also have went through the same route. I have very close friends who bought the Gods. We were the God holders, and we just enjoyed the whole ride and community. I do think Frank's home is Solana. You know, Frank explored Ordinals, he explored Ethereum, he explored Polygon, he explored Solana as well, but it's more like he was fluent in Solana. I think Frank's home is Solana, and I welcome Frank back to Solana. Some way, somehow, if it's bringing the gods back, cool. If it's bringing um, youths back, cool. Or maybe bringing something else, which would be cool as well. But I personally think Frank should come back, and I hope he does come back in some way. A lot of people will welcome him. Hot take, yes, I know. There's a lot of people that don't, like him. I like him. That's my opinion. And we'll see what happens there. And not just that, the market talks. The market talks. When the market, there was a lot of people that did not like Frank the Gods at a time when Franklin's was Solana, but the market said otherwise. The market said Frank's NFT was the best. Frank's team NFT, I gotta say team, it's actually team, was the best, and no one could compete with them. So in actuality, the market says, the market votes, the market knows what it's talking about. So we'll see what the market says if Frank does come back. All right, so let's go back to what I was bringing up. Hot damn, Mad sale 1,371 sold, 36 ETH. What is that now? Like what? Like 80 grand, 90 grand for this skull picture? A lot of people don't believe me. I have people who I work with who think this whole thing is a joke, which probably is. I'm not gonna lie. But this thing right here sold for 80, 90K, whatever the Ethereum number is. But it's insane to see Solana NFTs selling like hotcakes, especially ones that were just created like 7 months ago. I can't imagine what it will be on a bull run, but I can guarantee you it's going to be a lot more than this. It's probably going to be above 150K or something. All right, so Ordinals is finally 1 year old. And in order to enjoy this day, we got to do some throwbacks on what Ordinals was, what it became, who created it. And the first thing I would say is this special one right here. On that day, we reached 10K inscriptions, right? And I don't want to bore you with all these smaller versions of things, but the main ones is Bitcoin frogs. They were a big community that grew up in Ordinals. And the second thing is I personally think is Magic Eden, how they really took over Ordinals. Magic Eden, they went through Polygon, they explored. I don't want to say they failed, but it wasn't the best of moves. But they tried to tap their feet and their beaks in these waters, and Ornos was the special place, and they basically took all the market share from Ornos with that. So good job on Magic Eden on taking that. They're still building. They're building around the whole platform on just in NFTs in general. So Ordinals 1 year. I can't wait to see what they do later on. But we do have some controversy on what's going on with Ordinals, and I will explain it right now. All right, so breaking Ordinals was just submitted to this NIST National Vulnerability Database. The laser eyes have literally turned to the US federal government for help trying to censor Ordinals transaction. You can't make this stuff up. All right, so who is doing this. Why are they doing this? Well, I could tell you. Well, let's say, is it Ethereum NFT holders? Is it these Bored Ape Yacht Club holders that are doing this because they hate competition? Is it Solana degens? No, no. It's actually your great friends, the Bitcoin whales. The Bitcoin whales who are attacking their own people. You have Max Keyser here saying Ordinals are a bug. The fix is coming. He basically just called war on his own. This is like, if you want to throw analogies out there in historical context, there's like a civil war brewing up right now. You can bring the Civil War and Confederates and the Unions. You could bring the French Civil War, the Spanish Civil War, Quebec and Canada. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing random things out there, but this Civil War is brewing like hotcakes. You have the Bitcoin laser folks not liking what's happening in their blockchain with Ordinals, and they are throwing up their swords and saying, "We are ready to destroy you, and we will put everything we can to make sure you don't exist." What does that mean? It means that there could be a fork coming on this. This guy basically wrote a tweet basically saying that a fork will come, and we'll see what happens there. But that is basically what's happening on. It's kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of scary because you have people buying into Ordinals and they really enjoy Ordinals, but at the same time, it could go to zero. No one knows, right? No one knows. It could go to zero. I was in, what was that called? Terra Luna. That literally went to zero. All NFTs went to zero. I watched that whole fiasco happen on live. So I hope Ordinals, the community stays strong. They build themselves. They figure this out or they ignore this. I don't know what's gonna happen, but um, we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, all right. So let's remove that from there. Let's talk a little bit on what's going on with something else. Let's go into Ethereum. I do like me some Ethereum NFTs. Not everything, but Pudgy Penguins is one of my favorites. I enjoy Pudgy Penguins. Hey, what's going on, Vitali? What's up? Yo, yo. All right, so I think right here, Cool Times, who's a famous YouTuber on Ethereum NFTs. He's kind of going now into other things here, but he says, I think literally broke Luca Nets when I asked him if there's a Pudgy token coming. And here's the controversy. There's this video where he asks Luca this thing right here. No token at Art Basel. So basically, did Luca Nets basically say there is a token? Because he's saying at Art Basel. These are the kind of like the politician type of maneuvers that are made to where they say there's no token at this, which means that there is a token coming at this other point, but I never said that or this. So these are some controversies people are throwing out there. People think token is coming. People think he swayed from the question. We just don't know, but I feel like a token is coming, to be honest with you. And if it does come, we'll come back to this clip and then we could say, I told you so. But we'll find out. All right. So again, with Matt Lads, they also flipped Azuki, which was also insane. I mean, just a Solana NFT just doing crazy things like that. Azuki, I mean, who knows? Maybe Bored Ape will be next. But okay, let me just throw out there about Node Monkeys. Okay, so this is basically the quick controversy. We talked a little bit about it. This guy says, why is the 5 million Node Monkeys donation going to Ord Institute and not some other charity? Oh, because the founder used to be part of the core team and will likely want a cut of the donation money in a kickback. Greed kills and pigs get slaughtered. There you go. That is the controversy. People were going back and forth on it, and it was just insane. But they finally minted. Is it over? I don't know, but they finally minted. We're going to see what the price is going to be, where people are going to value the price of these NFTs. But anyways, in other news in Ordinals, Ordi is the first BRC token who reached $1 billion in market cap. This is something that I really find interesting because Bitcoin is number one in this whole blockchain world, right? You have Bitcoin, and then obviously you have Ethereum at second. Then you have the Ethereum, USDT, then you got BNB, but then you have all these other Ethereum tokens in here valid at these crazy prices. I mean, you have Sheep, which is probably still one. I mean, you have Dodge, you have all these crazy ones here. And sometimes you just gotta think, if Bitcoin ever has its own type of token, BRC20 token, shouldn't it at least be at some point in the near future be rated amongst these other Ethereum type of tokens? Should it? I mean, I would think so, because it's just, in when one would say, in a way, if BRC is at this market cap, these other tokens should be at the same level, right? I mean, just throwing it out there, but who knows how this plays out? It all depends on what they're building, right? All depends on what they're doing with the token. But some interesting things to think about, and time to move on. All right, so we have rocks that have been going nuts like this past freaking 2 months. You have an Ethereum rock, number 76, sold for 150 ETH. That's $353,000. People are out there trying to buy houses, and you have this JPEG rock worth exactly the amount of house that someone is trying to buy in the US. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This thing is being sold for that. Is it wash trading? I have no clue. But it's not just Ethereum, it's Bitcoin. Now you have Bitcoin community members buying rocks for 3.9 BTC. That's $151,000. Insane stuff to see these rocks. I mean, I would think at least these rocks would have some beautiful architecture type of look on it. No, they're just rocks. And they sold for nearly a house value. Um, these people must be rich, man. I don't know what it is, but they definitely have some money going on. GM, what's going on, Svetlova? Yes, Solana phone. I can't believe you got one. Good stuff, man. You probably got that Bonk airdrop that has been flying around in that world. Everyone's not wanting to buy a phone because of that. You got in early. That's crazy, man. All right, so we have OK Bears. They came out with something crazy, and it's basically and another level for NFTs. They just joined with Zara. I mean, I wear Zara all the time. I'm a Zara guy. I love Zara. My wife's a Zara fan. Now she sees this goddamn bear when she goes to the store, and I had to explain to her that it's an NFT, and she just was like kind of like weirded out that she saw her husband on his computer trading these JPEGs, thinking that he's probably useless and he has no clue what he's doing. And next thing you know, in her store, she sees that JPEG. So I honestly could not believe that happened as well. But yes, there's an OK Bear being sold on Zara stores all over the world. and, and these things are finally mainstream in some way. So ironically, she's now buying these things without knowing that I was a part of this and you were a part of this. So it's crazy stuff. But yeah. And anyways, oh yeah, back to that Bitcoin thing. Here you got HG so basically saying Bitcoin about to be forked again because of this whole inscription issue with the Bitcoin laser eyes and the Ordinals community. All right, so in other news, we gotta throw something out there. I talked about this last year, and NFT projects weren't listening to me, whatever, but they started to take notice eventually. I would say maybe like the past 4 months. NFTs are taking over TikTok, or 500 million views, 4.5 million. What's going on here? Pudgy Penguins created their TikTok, and they started throwing out videos, these animation videos, in order to get the SEO tags from TikTok and bringing it to their product. They finally get what's going on. Chimpers NFT, same thing. Sappy Seals NFT, same thing. You have a list of this, and they forgot one, Cleanosaurus. They have been throwing it down on TikTok. So what's the meaning behind this? And this is why I love Cleanosaurus and why I think they're going to be such a big product, is because they get it. All right. So you have TikTok, which is a SEO grabber. If you want to find out how to build something, they have a search engine, right? That search engine goes into basically a world where you can find what you want, and that's what Clanosaurus is doing with their animation. Instagram Reels doesn't have a search engine. You can pretty much forget about that. Facebook doesn't have a search engine. You could forget about that. But Google has a search engine that goes to YouTube. Clanosaurus is focused on that. Clanosaurus is focused on TikTok because it has a search engine. That's what's happening. That's why they're doing it out there right now, right? So that's what's happening, and that's what's important. Is social media. It's important. All right. So in other news, we have BirdEye teasing potential airdrops. There's all these crazy airdrops happening right now. You had Jupiter that threw us some crazy news about their airdrop. Now you have BirdEye. So one would say it's probably a good idea to start trading using BirdEye because your wallet might be claimable in that airdrop at some point. So that's what degens are doing right now. They're trying to figure out how they're gonna get involved in these airdrops. And personally, for me, from a good friend of mine that I've heard, I bought GP token, which is basically Tile Robotics, and the only reason why I bought it was because I distributed it across different wallets, and it doesn't really matter how much I had in it. It's just it was in different wallets in case an airdrop comes from them or a community involved with GP does an airdrop, it'll go to all those wallets. And it's only it's very, very small GP. It's not like I threw out like big bucks. It just in case I just bought it, right? So that is what I did. That's what happened. Now let's look at what's going on in the markets right now. All right, so in the markets, 2 weeks ago, I was kind of scared, I would say. I flipped a lot. I bought a Bodogo. I sold it. I don't know, maybe like 2 Sol or something when um it finally started getting noticed. If you remember, we talked about Bodogos when it was like at 1 Solana. It exploded to 7 Solana. It's finally stayed there. The Soul Army. I bought a Soul Army. I sold it. I think I bought it like at 4 point something. I sold like at 5 something. I made like only 1 Solana. And this damn thing freaking exploded to like 15 Solana. I was kind of pissed, but that's the NFT world. And I also sold my Clanosaurus when it went from like I think it was like 20 to like 35. That also exploded to like 43. I mean, you just can't figure out how high these things go. But man, the one thing that I've been trading a lot has been experiments. Dude, experiments has been like my, and I never really wanted to talk about it because I was worried people will start doing the same thing, which they are kind of are now. But if I can find experiments here, where's experiments at? I'm gonna actually just write it and try to see if I could find it. Okay, yeah, here. So and even like now, like I'll probably do it right now, but it's not that like many people watch this podcast, so I could still trade these things, but I typically just bid, and oh, my bid is still here. Actually, great. I'm actually the highest right now, so I'm hoping these guys would pay me 15. Buy let yeah. I'm hoping they would sell the NFTs for 15.15. I buy a bunch of them, and then typically I sell them at 2x the price, 30 or around there, 40, 30, 40. And I've sold like maybe like 6 here. I sold like maybe like 10 here. That's all I've been doing with experiments. I've just been selling on and off, buying other NFT projects, and I've been making quite good money. And this thing's now, is it popping off? No, I'm not that popular. But say experiments and the whole thing just pumps, dude. That'll be a day. If that ever happens, that'll be a day. But it's not gonna happen. So, and I bet you like no one's gonna do this. So more like I'm gonna get these 14 NFTs. But like, and not just that, I always like keep one for free. So like, I still have a couple because I do think Jersey's gonna do quite well in this whole Solana world. Um, and and then yeah, so that's what I've been doing. It's experiments. I'm glad to see more NFTs in the red because everything was in the green. I'm not kidding. Like the past 2 weeks, everything was in the green. I sold NFTs. I didn't sell my Solana my monkey business, and I'm not gonna sell that until the highest peak moment. And the highest peak moment is when my little sister says, "How do you buy stocks?" When that happens, I'm selling. So, because she doesn't know anything about stocks, she doesn't care about it. All she cares about is this Asian dance group, and once that happens, I'm selling. But um, everything else, I'm finally able to look at and I want to buy. Netrunner's was one of my favorites actually. I bought this at 20 Solanas the last time we did a live video. If you remember, I bought this here because I was thinking tax season is coming around the corner, and maybe people were gonna try to buy this at some point, and it happened. They started buying. It went all the way up to like 1.6, and finally it's coming down. I do think that there's still a little bit time. I don't know. Maybe I'm playing too long because I still haven't sold them. I was hoping it'll go higher. 0.62. I still think we got 15 more days. It's kind of risky to say if it's gonna land or not, but at least I 3x'd, I would say, if I were to sell at this point. But yeah, I probably should have sold here, but I was getting too greedy. We'll see in the next 15 days. We'll see in the next 15 days where this thing's gonna go because the last time net runners went high was in the end of December at this point here. Actually January, yeah. This is when that actually happened. So we'll see how that plays out. Very risky now though. There's only a couple of days till tax season. So um the other thing is, so I got experiments here. Luna was, dude, this one this one was one project that just completely got obliterated. I got like 30 of these guys. They finally exploded because there's a whole drama around them. The guy stole the whole freaking treasury, and Dino was trying to get it back. He went to court. When he went to court, I guess he kind of like was winning. This thing finally exploded, but it's coming back down. So we'll see where that goes. But something that I would not buy until he actually discovers that he won. So that very risky. I'm not getting into that. Really, it's just experiments right now. Bastard is too risky for me. What else is there? Magic tickets. I honestly just buy this whenever I can. Because it's just Magic Eden is the number one product. Even though we talked about Tensor for a while, I still think Magic Eden is the number one product in this whole NFT ecosystem. It destroyed OpenSea. It's building like crazy on Ordinals. It's building like crazy in Ethereum with Bored Ape. It's building like crazy with Solana, even though Tensor has the highest market share. I just think it's probably like one of the I don't want to say uh safest because that's the worst word you can use in NFTs. But I would say it's the less risky to buy one. It will not have huge gains, but it's a slow mover. And I just like buying these every so often just because of that. And and then yeah, that's just it's Magic Eden. I mean, out of all these projects, this is actually building. This is actually building. It's creating revenue, it's creating revenue on social media. All these are just projects that are just built on hype, trends, and that's it really. I mean, other than like Claynosaurus doing something really big and all these other small ones, but it's I would say this is one that's actually building. Now we can talk about all these other smaller projects there, but um anyways, in the reds, I mean, you got Badogos. This one I'm kind of waiting to go lower. Is it gonna happen? I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? I could say right now, 6.8 for me is still a little bit too high, even though it's probably gonna go higher. I just can't seem to have the balls to buy it. Hopefully I can get and zoom in to finally see the actual price on this thing. Here we go. All right, so 6.8 right now. Yeah, very high. And I just want to wait till it probably gets down to like 3. Is it gonna get the 3? Probably not. The bull run just started from what it looks like, dude. This thing might hit like 20 or something. But I don't care. If it goes lower, I'm getting in. And then we'll see. People are gonna call me crazy. They called me crazy when Soul Army was like at 50 Solana. It finally went to 4, and I bought it. So will it happen? I mean, who knows? But I'm just waiting. So waiting. Patience. I like patience. Patience. So we'll see. Bonksies, man, I can't believe this thing went back up. I had a lot of these things. I sold some of them, but I still have three. I still think it's kind of risky to buy right now too. What's actually other than experiments? I mean, what else is there? Oogie. You know what? I actually do like Oogie. One Solana, I actually would probably think about getting one of these bad boys. The art is so freaking cool. I always enjoyed Oogie's art. Um, the only thing that is kind of like is like they're building this game. It's like gamified. How far does that go in the price of an Oogie? I don't know, but I mean, I would not pay more than like 2 Solana over that. But the art is just beautiful, man. I just always enjoyed the art. Would I just buy it for the art for 1 Solana? I would. I would. And if it 2x's, cool. If it 3x, 4x's, I'll probably sell it. But um I just really enjoy these things. The community is really big on Oogies too. That's the other thing. There's a lot of people that really like Oogie. So at 1 Solana, I mean, we'll see 3 months from now where this thing goes. But if they do something else than just like a game, cool. Or if they actually improve their game into like a legit like game, that would be even better. But I do want to play. I do want to play the game. I'll probably go live stream and play the game, see how it is. Um, but other than that, I mean, we got weights, we got ovals. Ovals is they're kind of cool, but I'm still not into the whole fractionalization with ovals. It's kind of difficult to get into. I went into Jupiter. I tried to see how the fractionalizing buying was. It was still too complicated. I'm not in it yet. I'm not a fan of it yet, but I do like the idea. I like the idea around it. Ooh, Claynosaurus clays. These are getting interesting, man. If these things go back down to like 0.50, I'm gonna get very interested. Oh, please, please don't slow down. Hope my computer doesn't slow down. But yeah, these things are gonna get interesting. These Claynosaurus clays. This is one thing I do like. Um, Bubble Goose, maybe 1 Solana. I'll get it because these are kind of like tradable. This guy is building whatever his name is, Clay, I think his name is. He built the Boondocks show, and that's what he's famous for. And he's building this whole new season with the Bubble Goose Ballers, which is pretty cool. I just been like looking on the side on what he's doing, and he's not stopping. He hasn't stopped since the bear. He's been going, so that's why I'm interested in it and on what that guy's doing. And I'm just saying how low it goes. But yeah. Um dude, Mad Lads. I had a free Mad Lad and I just couldn't buy it because I just forgot to give them my damn address. That's the crazy part, man. I would have got a free $10,000, whatever it is now, Mad Lad. But I was so busy and dumb that and that's the crazy thing. Solana Monkey Business has given me so many opportunity with NFTs to where it paid off my monkey. Like all these different whitelists I got paid off my monkey. That's the crazy thing. And like everything I'm trading now is just like kind of like free stuff that I somehow got. Um, but I just I screwed up in this one, man. Screwed it up so bad. Claynosaurus was one of them that I got for free. But yeah, we got sharks, whales. Okay, let's see what else there is. Aurori is getting interesting. This is one that I'm actually really liking as far as like getting into the product because gaming is gonna be another crazy bull run at some point when the gaming NFT crypto token ecosystem blows up. Aurora is going to be one of them. And I definitely do want to get one of these things. I want to play the game. I love games. I want to go live on one of these things, but Aurora is definitely one of them. And I'm definitely liking that it's going down because now I'm interested in getting it. And it's like Pokemon. Really, I really want to play it. I want to play it. I want to play live. I'm so scared that I'll get addicted. That's the one thing. That's why I stopped playing games because I was so addicted to Halo, and I would play all nighters. So but yeah, I want to get in it. I want to play it. and see if I can get access to it. But yeah, I'm gonna get the NFT at some point. I'm gonna get it. But yeah, uh, other than that, I mean, we have Key, which is getting also kind of interesting. There's still a big player in the NFT community world. People still use it. I still use it, so it's not going away. And the pricing is still kind of high, but I'm just waiting to see where it goes when it goes down. And that is basically it. I mean, I typically just ignore all these green. Oh, dude, this was one. I was telling myself if I should buy one when it was like at 10 cents, 10 cents, point 10 Solana. When we were live. I think I didn't even mention it, but like I was like looking at this and thinking about it if I should get one, and I'm like, what's the Saga Pass gonna do now since people already got their Solana phones? Like, are they really gonna do something? Are they not? Boom, something happened. And I guarantee you, I'm not gonna miss the next one. When people are gonna forget about this phone. They're gonna forget about this phone in 3 or 4 months, like they forgot about it here. And where is it at? This thing went freaking wild. I was trading these saga passes, if you remember, like 5 months ago with my friend, Solo Investor. We're trading this up and down, and I completely forgot about this when it went down to nothing. And I guarantee I'm not gonna forget it. I'm gonna wait till everyone forgets about this phone in like 3 months and stops talking about it. And then when it gets back down to point 15 or whatever, I'm gonna get in and I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna wait. Dude, oh boy, this took a while. Crap. But yeah, I'm gonna buy a couple and I'm gonna wait until the next crazy stuff happens with the saga phone because something is gonna happen and then sell off. So that's my plan next time. It's too late now, but I'm gonna wait till this thing goes to nothing, and then start getting in. And I'm gonna be quiet about it. I'm gonna talk about it on my live stream, but I'm gonna be quiet about it on Twitter. I actually am kind of quiet on Twitter, but yeah, that's one thing. Noted for the next time. Um, DJ News, kind of same thing, but they're kind of risky as well. But yeah, I kind of saw that they were gonna explode, but next time I'm gonna wait, and that next time might actually come very soon if it does go back down. So all these weird ones that are kind of like building, but not really like building, I'm gonna just slowly get in just for the sentiment. The Twitter sentiment is where I'm looking at with these smaller NFT projects like DJ News or Saga Passes, and then see where it goes. DJs is also another one. This one's kind of always gets my mind if I should get in or if I shouldn't. Because this guy Urcon, he I one, he is an influencer, right? Two, he didn't stop building during the bear market. He was probably the biggest voices in the bear market. And those two things confirmed me that this thing is gonna do quite well as far as like surviving during the bull market. And then all these SEO tags are gonna definitely hit to Urcon. His name's gonna be out there, and I think this guy is definitely gonna be taking advantage of the bull market and help his community grow. So this guy's building degens. The volatility for me is great here. And by the way, it's not like I'm trading like Bored Ape Yacht Club. I trade these small NFTs, and I just like I don't care if it's a 2x or 50% or 40%, I take it. I mean, I don't go for the 5x's, 10x's. But yeah, this was going back down to like, what, 0.70. And I'm gonna probably try to trade this one as well, like at one Solana or 1.2, 1.4 maybe, and then go on from there. So just a couple of I'm waiting on. This is what I'm talking about. I bought a Soul Army, man, like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I bought a Soul Army, and then it went up to what? It was like 5.60, and I sold it. I was like, yeah, I did freaking good. And this thing freaking exploded to like 11 Solana. And I saw what was happening too, and I thought that was it. And if you don't know what the Soul Army is, so Soul Army was created like, dude, let's see. Okay, before Solana hit like $250, this guy named General Soul, he exploded at the same time I got into Solana. and this guy was a big shot. He was a big shot at that time, and he was growing his 500 NFT community, and this thing freaking exploded. This thing went all the way up to like what, like 80 Solana, if my memory stays correct. Um, Man, it was, dude, the Jesus, yeah, dude. See, I still remember it was like 80 Solana, 9 Solana. It was a lot of money for this thing because these guys were getting all the whitelists for every project, and you were making so much money off this thing. And then when it went to like 5 Solana, my my Dumbo me, I was like, yes, I bought it cheap. And when it went to 5, I freaking sold it. Not, I completely forgot about the past history, but yeah, whatever. So this guy's finally back alive. He disappeared for like 2-3 months, and the Soul Army is like, it feels like it's coming back. It feels like it's coming back. This OG community, and it's already at 11 Solana. I hope it goes to like back down to 5. If it does, dude, I will buy it again, and I hope I don't sell it when it hits 6-7 Solana. But um, yeah, that was one interesting one I kind of hit myself in the head for. And Tile Pilots, this is one I bought also like a 2, and I sold it like a 3.5. I made a lot of trades like the past 2 weeks before everything turned green. It was a pretty good month. But this one I'm also waiting on, see if it goes back down. Tile Pilots. And yeah, so poor Tom, nice, great builder. The guy is awesome. Definitely enjoy watching him trying to build these things ethically. What he's doing, people might not like it or whatnot. But I'm just trading it, see where this tile pilots movement goes towards. So I'm going towards sentiment. It's kind of dying now. I might get in, might not. OK Bears, another one. They have been testing me a lot. OK Bears. Every time they go down, they come out with something crazy, which they did. They hit 13 Solana. OK Bears, Zara, boom, 35 Solana. Now they're going back to 21. I now kind of believe in them. If they go back to all-time lows, I might potentially just get into the project because of what they have been doing and what they have been proving consistently. So there you go. All right, so that's it. That's basically it for today. Oogie experiments, and what was the other one? What was the other one? That was a Rari. A Rari. GP. Yes, yeah. GP is. I bought some GP. I threw it on different wallets just to have it, just because I just don't know if some crazy airdrop might happen or not. But um, it was just like one of my minor moves. But yeah, that's glad you made it here. Svet, awesome stuff. Great to talk to you and everyone else. So hopefully we go live again very soon. And much appreciated on this whole bull run. What's going on with Solana? A lot of Ordinals stuff. I'm getting into Ordinals too. I bought a couple of ABCs. And the reason why I bought ABCs and Ordinals was because I really want to get into the Ordinals ecosystem. And I believe when the bull run in Ordinals happens, that ABCs will be some part associated with the communities, maybe whitelist here and there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. So, anyways, much love and peace. End of the show.